And we are back. I hope you enjoyed that.
Who's we?
Hey, mate.
I'm not back.
This is why you don't cast. This is why you don't cast GPO. We are back. Some of us are back. I hope you enjoyed that duct tape. It was beautiful. It was the Latin American duct tape, and with me no longer is Yakuzaku. You know, I hope you enjoyed his casting, and he has been replaced by
Upgraded.
He's been downgraded. He's been degraded. Oh god. Welcome, Steelmold. Welcome.
Just making sure the grammar of the cast is correct. You know, that all the terms are used properly.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I'm the words man. I'm the bespoke meme generator. You know, my responsibility to make sure everything is correct.
Sure, you take that on yourself.
Yeah. Take that upon myself. It's an important job. Someone has to do it. I'm not doing it well, but yeah.
But you know who else isn't doing it well? Especially with this name in the chat. Here we have the Australian Protoss player, the purple Protoss, representing Team Mindfreak. He may be a parry in a game, but he is Pezz.
And in the northwest corner of the map, going full first all the way from Vietnam, it is the cat god himself, and the avatar of the cat god, and the son of the avatar of the cat god. There's a whole trinity thing going on here. It is MeomaikA.
Wait, so he's quite jiggly. But he's the avatar and the son of the cat god?
Yeah, there's a trinity thing, because he is the cat god, but he's also inspired by the cat god. And also, one day we'll have a son who will bring the cat godliness upon us.
Is that the prophecy? Is that...
I don't know. Well, this is, I'm trying to build a trinity of something here.
What trinity? Why a trinity? What are you doing right now?
I don't know. I was playing Factoria and people said, "Here, come and cast," and I'm casting, and I don't know what's going on.
God.
I'm trying to. I'm babbling while I'm trying to look at the bracket and see.
God damn it!
I haven't even caught up on that.
Oh my
so
god!
Professional. I'm the most professional.
Oh god. Well, as Steel catches up on the bracket, we can also kind of catch up ourselves, as MeomaikA has had an amazing run off stream through that lower bracket. We were able to watch MeomaikA versus Beastork in the upper bracket, and we had a pretty surprising result where Beastork was able to knock him down. But MeomaikA has gotten his revenge.
Yeah. I mean, when I looked at the bracket, I was kind of like, I was kind of predicting this. I was like, MeomaikA is going to lose in the first series, and then just sneakily come through the lower bracket. Just you know, burrow movement is the term I'm going for here. It's like a roach, and he goes under the lower bracket and just burrows forward and just pops up, you know, in the last round.
He's like a cat in the bush, if you will.
I was trying not to go for the cat thing because cats don't really burrow, but I was going for roaches because it's Zerg, isn't it? It makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Alright, so MeomaikA not being super aggressive despite going with the bull first. So just going with you know, a classic defensive start here. Did defend off the adepts without getting too much damage done.
He
Let's not take damage too much. Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna add on to that. You know, he did go for that pool first opening, kind of putting a little bit of fear in his opponent, especially because we're on submarine, right? Like, I'm sure Pezz is really on edge at the moment. You don't typically want to be on a map like this against a player like MeomaikA.
Yeah, Pezz feeling comfortable moving out, but Meo definitely sees this, so oh, he's just now starting the roach warren, so he's not going to have roaches anytime soon.
Yeah.
The depths against the Ducklings is not ideal.
Definitely. But to be fair, like, this is like a different kind of Glaive Adept because there is no Warp Prism to reinforce across the map. The Robo only just started, so it's just these initial Glaive Adepts.
Ah. Okay, fair enough. And it looks like Pezz kind of realizes, or, you know, agrees with you. He shouldn't be out on the map like that without any kind of reinforcement.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be listening on the stream. What's going on? It's very unfair. But still, Meo might find an opening here to sneak around the adepts. Is the wall, in fact, a wall? There is a zealot there. Only one zealot.
Only one zealot, but there is a wall prism behind us. So the wall is, in fact, a wall. Meanwhile, Pezz, again, he's kind of, I feel like, oh no, never mind. I didn't think he was going to commit to the shade.
Oh. Yeah, he's committing. Not getting too many drones so far. Yeah, and he has to recall once he sees the roaches coming up. Does not have enough adepts there, and like you said, the War Prism is not present yet.
yeah, kind of
actually,
interesting.
It's not getting a War Prism.
Yeah.
That's an immortal. That is not a Warp Prism. They don't serve the same function. They are both robots coming out of the robotics facility, but very different creatures.
Definitely, like, this build itself is very unorthodox, and I'm kind of wondering if it's because of the map that he's decided not to go for something like War Prism. Again, counterattacks are very fast on this map. MeomaikA can abuse that, so Pezz, he's not really committing incredibly hard to these Glaive Adept pushes. I say that he does have 4 gates on the way.
Yeah. Also, submarine, that's what MeomaikA is doing with the lower bracket. He's submarining the bracket. Get it? Because he's like diving under the bracket and just sneaking around. Get it? Okay. Look, these are the thoughts I have while we're casting games. It's not.
You know, Steel. Sometimes you can just leave the thoughts to yourself. You know, like, I know we're casting, but you know, sometimes they can just stay in your head. It's okay.
Yeah, this is what I'm not being paid for. Just doing my not job.
Oh god.
Alright, so robotics bay is coming up for Pezz, so I'm assuming Disruptors is going to be the play here. That usually does well with the roaches.
Yeah, definitely. This is still a little bit terrifying. Like, there's a lot of supply here for MeomaikA. To be fair, there's a lot of force field energy here, but these 2 Ravagers, that's they're gonna try and put us up to that.
Oh, nice catch there, but he's coming from behind. Zerglings and roaches coming in from the flank. More force is being thrown, but the encirclement is already happening. The Warp Prism has deigned itself to arrive at this point in the game, but this might be too late. No, Meo does not want to commit.
Yeah,
especially a nice creep highway across the map.
Yeah, I'm honestly really surprised. Like, he's been on top of his creep. To be fair, it is submarine, so you don't need that much creep to get across the map. But he's done well for himself. He was able to deny that 3rd base, and he ended up backing off, you know, didn't want to commit into an engagement when Overcharge was used, but now Overcharge has run out.
Yeah, and also his forces were kind of dwindling, and he didn't have the surround that he had at the first time. And also, you know, he's getting a 4th base. He's kind of satisfied with the fact that he killed a lot of Pezz's army, sniped those immortals, and is like, alright, you can't really move out now against what I have, so I'll just take your bases and back away, make more stuff.
Yeah,
and trying to find an opportunity.
And Pezz is a madman because he is moving out despite what MeomaikA has on the map.
Jump shot! That takes a lot of MeomaikA's army. But he still has quite a bit
Yeah, he definitely does. Again, only an Immortal and one Disruptor as the backbone of Pezz's army. He is able to warp in at home. Another Overcharge is used.
Warp Prism OP. He saved a lot of these units that should not be alive. But that, again, kind of dwindles down Pezz's army. So it has to march on creep now. Look. This is so dangerous. These stalkers are like walking with like only one foot touching the ground constantly, like a lizard that doesn't want to touch it. It's creepy.
Yeah, it's disgusting. The problem is, like, you're right in saying that, like, there isn't a lot here, but Pezz, he has to do something. Like, he has to be active out on the map. He can't just sit back, because if he does, then MeomaikA is going to get away with all this greed, with all these spaces. Something else that's really interesting, MeomaikA is just doing MeomaikA things. Even though MeomaikA is on 4 bases and Pezz is on 2, like, MeomaikA isn't that far ahead in workers. Like, he just hasn't been joining up at all.
Yeah. He's like, I am on 5 bases. I also have 5 drones.
It's just those two things are like, yeah, connected in his brain somehow.
No one will expect that.
Like, look, like Pezz only down 2 workers. Like,
yeah, this is not okay. This is not okay for MeomaikA. He's been on 4 bases for what, 3 minutes now, something like that. 4 minutes even. He should not be on 48 workers. He's in the game.
He shouldn't, to be fair. But the problem is that, like, because Pezz has been stuck at home, like, MeomaikA's getting close to maxing out. He doesn't have a lot of workers, but yo, he's got a lot of supply.
He won't be able to make any more workers because he's been maxed out. And the problem with that is, you know, it sounds okay, like, oh, I'm going to be on low worker count but a high army, but you won't be able to tech up if he doesn't have the proper gas and mineral income. Won't be able to switch into a different composition. He's going to be stuck on Vultures and Zerglings. And Pezz will be happy with that.
Yeah, definitely.
He's going into a higher technology, starting to get some upgrade with that forge that's coming up. Going to Colossi. Oh, gonna lose the Warp Prism.
Yeah, the Corruptor is nicely done by MeomaikA. Basically only got them for the Warp Prism, but they're going to help out against the Colossus as well. And Pezz has to be so careful. There's so much army here from MeomaikA. He's looking for that surround to engulf the army of Pezz.
Yeah, great splits by Meo. He knows that there are disruptors around. He doesn't want to bunch up his units just yet and wants to try and find an opportune moment to surround, and looks like he's confident of that. Zerglings is coming in from the sides. The parries, Pezz is backing away into the ramp. The disruptor shots did not go off.
They did not go off, and yeah, and all the sentries are going down as well. No more force fields, and the entire army is going to be going down here, forced to fight MeomaikA, and now all he has left are these stalkers.
Yeah. Warp Prism is about to go down again, maybe? Question mark? Let's see. This is where the overcharge is going to completely save everything. He's trying to bile down that shield battery. Oh, almost took down the Warp Prism as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Warp Prism is going to go down to the Corruptor.
Oh, this thing, Disruptor.
Oh, God. He biles the Disruptor down. Now Pezz is stuck in his natural. Now it gives the opportunity for MeomaikA to go in and hit the 3rd.
Yeah, but doesn't have much left here. Look at the army supply now. He lost 100 army supply.
Oh my God.
In the last like minute.
He's just been trading so inefficiently this entire game. And to be fair, he did drone up behind this. Surprisingly, MeomaikA, he's going into Mutas.
He's on 57 workers. How many gases did he get? He's on 5 gases. He's on 5 gases.
He's on 5 gases.
And he's switching to Mutas.
I think this is okay for Pezz.
Yeah. He's been giving Pezz so much time to recover.
Oh my God, to give Pezz credit, like, that was a beautiful defense there at the natural base location. Like, again, a lesser player would have just fallen over and died to MeomaikA. Now Pezz is pushing across the map. Again, he has to be so careful here. There are no sentries. He doesn't have any force field. Again, there is a chance that MeomaikA could go for another surround.
Yeah, and one thing that Pezz hasn't been doing is using the disruptors. There were 3 disruptors involved in those 2 fights, the 2 last fights, and none of them shot any Novas.
Yeah, a lot of them were focused down before their Novas went off, or they just didn't shoot out their Novas. Here we have one Disruptor with this army.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that and trying to zone out the Ravagers, but yeah, one Disruptor is not going to be enough here.
Yeah, and this could be...
The double army supply, now triple the arm supply.
Exactly, this could be an Disruptor shot.
Ooh, takes a lot of horses, but he's gonna need a couple more of these hits to win this. While the Disruptors is so low on health, he might be sniped here with one Zergling. Yes! That hero Zergling kills one of the Disruptors. Wait, did Pezz just kill his own Disruptor?
No, it was focused down by the Roaches, so both Disruptors did end up going down. Another overcharge is being used, but you know what? There's only, 6 Stalkers here to defend. MeomaikA takes this opportunity. He hits the third base once again, and MeomaikA, it looks like...
Finally done.
He's finally broken through.
Finally over.
Pezz, you can rest now. It's okay. It's okay.
Take a deep breath. It's fine. This is a best of 3, right? Yeah, this is a best of 3. The lower bracket final. So not the preferred Pezz, no.
Oh no, Pezz is blinking his heart out. He's trying to do his best. He's trying to trade as best he can. His heart is in it, but mate, GG.
Yeah, I feel like MeomaikA was... I wouldn't say playing with his food, because it was not like super ahead or strong, but it was definitely not as aggressive as he could have been. He's a lot more hesitant.
Like, it's this weird dichotomy, because I agree. Like, in a normal situation, you would expect the Zerg player to be more aggressive, because typically they have a big economy behind them, so they can just remax after they lose their army. But because MeomaikA's economy was so small, like if he did that and tried to brute force his way through, like he can't afford to remake like what he's losing, you know?
Do you realize that he made like 7 more workers than Yahoo does?
Is that meant to be impressive?
That is unimpressive. That is the opposite of impressive. That is less than what I make on the rare occasion once every 2 years that I play the game.
That is MeomaikA.
Well, he made it work eventually.
He did eventually make it work, and with that, he does have that 1-0 lead in this best of 3. And we will see if Pezz can bring it back here in game number 2.
On Yaganatha! You have to really shout it and like throw your hands up in the air. That's forcefully, like Yaganatha! That's how it works. That's the only way to pronounce it.
Yeah. We've confirmed this with the map maker. That's how it is intended.
I almost once spilled water on my keyboard because I was drinking, and then while I was talking, I was saying Yaganatha, and I was throwing my hands up in the air. Like, whoa, don't do that. Nope. Not with water in your hand. That's stupid. That's how committed I am to pronouncing maps correctly. The names of maps correctly. So you know.
That's commitment. That is commitment. And speaking of commitment, here in the top right-hand corner, we have the Australian purple Protoss player. He was very committed with his Stalker Micro at the end of game number 1. We'll see if he is here in game number 2 on Jaganatha LE. Representing Team Mindfreak, it is Pezz.
In the southwest corner of the map, currently sporting 17 GPO championships on his belt. He's like one of those North Korean generals with like a billion medals on their chest. All the way from the land of Vietnam. Give it up to the cat god himself, our red Zerg. It is MeomaikA.
Once again, going for that pool first.
Well, see, Gogo Joe is kind of waiting in the winners bracket right now. I was kind of disappointed when I saw the first bracket before it was updated, because I saw that Gyogo Joey and MeomaikA were like up against each other in the first round, and I was like, "Ooh, Gyogo Joey and MeomaikA in the first round. This is gonna be juicy." And then the bracket was updated, and I was like, no, they're up against each other. But look at that, fate has brought them together. Well, fate and I'm assuming a lot of Roach All-ins and Bane Wars and Mio did take them in the lower bracket, so you know it's I don't know where I was going with this.
God damn it, Steel.
I was trying to remember what was happening, because I did have the stream open the entire time, by the way. I was just not focused on it.
God damn it, Steel. What I will say is that fate may bring them together. Of course, Pezz is still here in the tournament. He is still here, keeping them apart from each other. It's a bit of unfortunate romance story there. But yeah, like again, there is still a chance for him to come back in this series.
This is cheeky. He gets a couple of probes with this scout, with this probe. Get it? Because he probed with the Zerglings, and he get a couple of probes. So it's 2 for 1. You used to 1 probe for 2 probes. You can tell I've warmed up before casting, right? Like I'm fully prepared. Haven't said a word today.
This is peak Steelmold right now.
Yeah. Like, I'm actually feeling like I'm getting hot and embarrassed right now. I'm like uncomfortable. It's been a while since I was uncomfortable casting.
Now you know how I feel. You know how you know how we feel. Oh my god.
Alright, so Pezz is getting the laser beaches. That's what he's going for here.
What?
Void rays.
Okay. I thought in my mind that was Colossus. In my mind.
No, they're laser giraffes. It's weird.
Okay.
It's a different thing.
Okay. Fair.
In the laser mythology. Alright, Void Ray comes in, gonna be able to get rid of the Zerglings. And Mio does see the other Void Ray coming up, so that kind of confirms what Pezz is going for. This isn't just a Void Ray to clean up overlords. Pezz is actually... Oh! Maybe it is.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cancelled
I mean, he did cancel it, which I do like. We'll see if he's going to go for a faster expansion. What I did want to point out is that MeomaikA went for an incredibly fast lair before any kind of tech structure, like a Roach Warren, like a Baneling Nest, and we see immediately he's going into that Hydrogen and taking his gases.
So yeah, that was a nice move by Pezz. Kind of a mind game. He mind gamed the mind gamer. That said, you know, Hydralisks are pretty good units anyway, so having a lot of them is rarely a bad idea.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if you're a player like Pezz and you're like trying to trick MeomaikA, do you really know what you're like making him do? Like, do you really know what you're doing in that response? Because
because as far as you know, he might not respond at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know what his response is actually going to be. He's not a normal player. Like,
It's like you're taking like a chaotic situation and you're just pouring gasoline on it.
Exactly.
That's not even a fire. It's not nothing is on fire. You're just pouring gasoline, and you have no idea what's going to happen.
Exactly. Is there going to be a fire?
I don't know. Maybe it's raining. Who knows?
Oh god. And that's the thing that's terrifying right now. Of course, we do have MeomaikA going straight into Hydras. He's actually throwing down a bunch of spines as well. I like this because MeomaikA, he is realizing that, hey, Pezz, he's still on 2 bases. He's not expanding. Pezz is going for a big 2-base all-in.
Yeah. And he might be starting to suspect that it's not going to be Void Rays. He's getting the Hydralisks anyway, so it's pretty good. It's gonna help with the with the Warp Prism anyway. So, you know, it's kind of good to have Hydralisks. I know a lot of Zerg players really don't like to mix in Hydralisks with everything else because they're kind of expensive. But you know, it's one of the most versatile Zerg units, probably the most versatile Zerg units.
Oh yeah, definitely, and we'll see how good the force fields are going to be. They do cut the army in half, so they're pretty decent, and it looks like all the Lings are going to be cleaned up. Oh my god, but the Hydras are doing so much damage.
They're tanky and they have high DPS. You just need something to buffer a little to them for them. Just some Zerglings or something. And this is what Meo has.
Well,
it works.
The problem is that
whatever.
Like if you're going against Hydras, you need something like Charge Loss or Adepts or something. Typically not Stalkers.
Yeah, I don't think Pezz. Maybe Pezz was trying to do the Meo thing, where it's just like, I'm just going to do something unexpected. But then it still has to make some kind of sense at some point.
Yeah. The thing is that I don't blame Pezz because the problem is that, okay, so Pezz didn't scout. He didn't know that MeomaikA was taking straight into Lair, going straight into Hydras. That was very unexpected, like a very unexpected thing to do. That isn't something you do unless you think your opponent is going like mass Sky Toss, you know, like double Stargate Void Ray or something like that.
Which is what Pezz was showing.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why that wasn't unexpected. That's the real issue here. I'm not sure if Pezz. I'm not sure if it was a mind game. You know. I don't know. Anyway, Meo wins 2-0 and moves on to the upper bracket final. Well, the grand final. Where he will face Go Joey. One of his stronger nemesis here. Nemesis.
Nemesis is from Singapore. Thank you very much.
Yeah. They've faced each other in the final quite a bit. Usually MeomaikA has the upper hand, but Go Joey has been known to take some off him. Usually Go Joey wins when they don't meet in the finals. Go Joey has a better win rate against MeomaikA when they meet somewhere in the middle of the bracket. In the finals, it's usually MeomaikA that has the upper hand. Is a much higher win rate against Go Joey.
Yeah, definitely. It is why MeomaikA has won so many GPOs this year. To be fair, Go Joey isn't too far behind, but as you said, like MeomaikA does have that that kind of advantage over him over the course of the year. To be fair, despite that, Go Joey, you know, he can take series, he can take games, and he will already start off with a 1-point advantage in this series.
Which, you know, which has happened before. They have met when MeomaikA was coming from the lower bracket before. It's kind of his thing. I'm suspecting he may be doing it on purpose.